keep allowing yourself to follow your passion. Whatever anyone tells you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to disrupt your life. Don't be afraid to disrupt your daily habits. Don't be afraid to disrupt the little ego mind that wants to keep you in a safe box, telling you it's much more secure. This might not be your passion. You might not feel very excited about this. This might not light up your heart, but you know what? It's safe and it's comfortable. And we should all just stay safe and comfortable. I think that is waste of perhaps a talent that you may have. And it's a waste of your time, because time is something you'll never get back and is so precious. Joy to be here with you for another Truth Telling Thursday. I'm just so thrilled and excited today to be able to talk about the truth about passion. Passion is one of my favorite topics. And I have been so passionate about so many different things in my life, but the thing that I think drives a lot of what I'm about is that at a certain point, I discovered that I am an artist. I'm an artist. I see myself as an artist. And I see that creativity is my passion. And I need to be creating. I need to be creating, whether that's creating paintings or creating a workshop or creating a training. Even while I'm delivering a training, I am creating. I love to be able to take out of the ether, kind of, and work with the energy that's in the room and create something. So this is one of my favorite things to be involved in. It is my passion. My passion to support people in finding extraordinary levels of happiness, peace, and joy inside of them. I'm passionate about just about everything to do with creativity, from fashion to art to food to interior design to writing, music, theater. Everything that has to do with creativity, I am on fire for. So here's my question. What's your passion? Is your passion? What do you love doing? And do you give yourself permission to do that thing, right? Because it's one thing to know what you're passionate about, and it's a whole other thing to give yourself permission on a daily basis to follow your passion, to do the things that light up your soul, to do the things that give you joy, do the things that you're good at, and therefore build your confidence. Now, in a world where a lot of the time we're focused to be intense about what we don't know, what we haven't yet learned, what we still need to learn, there's even this whole thing about like being a lifelong learner, which I agree with. When the learning is on the stream of your passion, right? Being a lifelong learner, doing the things that you're passionate about and going from strength to strength to strength, building mastery on the line of your passion, right? But unfortunately, that is not how most people think about lifelong learning, right? Often it's thought about educating yourself in ways that aren't necessarily aligned with your true passion. And it could even be seen for some people as a waste of time. Yes, believe it or not, a waste of time doing things for the pure pleasure and joy that that thing brings or gives. Now, a lot of us are going to keep our passions inside of our free time and inside of our hobbies, right? What if you could create a life with your passion, right? Is it even something you've considered? And if so, do you feel terrified at the idea of pivoting, changing your whole life to follow a passion that maybe you've had for all of your childhood, or maybe you have it just as an adult, you've discovered this certain passion, I think it's important to live a life that is allowed to explore, to have moments in time where you completely disrupt and you go on a new adventure. And that new adventure, even inside of your passion, we know that artists and people that have a certain talent, at some point, they feel that they need to find the next level of that talent. They need to find a rebirth inside of that talent. They find they need to create something new inside of their amazing talent and passion. I think passion is important because it is the fuel inside of your vehicle through which you're navigating the world. Let's say if passion would be the juice, the petrol inside of the tank, it's already challenging. Life is already challenging, right? And if we're doing things that we're not truly passionate about, we're going to run out of steam pretty quickly. And I do think that a lot of the time we run out of steam, and then it starts to cause negative emotions and not feeling so great inside of our system, because we don't have the courage to say, you know what, it's time for a new level. It's time for a new passion, maybe even following a new passion. Or it's just time for a new level within that passion, right? So keep allowing yourself to follow your passion. Whatever anyone tells you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to disrupt your life. Don't be afraid to disrupt your daily habits. Don't be afraid to disrupt the little ego mind that wants to keep you in a safe box, telling you it's much more secure. This might not be your passion. You might not feel very excited about this. This might not light up your heart, but you know what? It's safe and it's comfortable. And we should all just stay safe and comfortable. I think that is a waste of perhaps a talent that you may have. And it's a waste of your time, because time is something you'll never get back and is so precious. It is never too late to follow your passion. It is never too late to completely change and transform your life. I often tell this story about a guy that I met, and he was a doctor, a neurosurgeon, and he started to feel that this path, and he started to feel that later in life, like he was 45, 46, 47, and he started to feel like being in the surgery all day was starting to take its toll on him. He started to feel like it was making him not good anymore, right? He didn't feel passionate about what he was doing anymore. He felt trapped inside of that work. Now, many of us would never have the courage to say, well, you know what? I'm not going to be a neurosurgeon anymore. I'm just going to go out and do what he did, which was he became a sailor. Yes, he went sailing in one of the top sailing races in the world. It's called the Whitbread race. And he was a Swedish gentleman. And he had a community around him. He had people supporting him to let go of the things that no longer served him. It isn't easy to just up and break your whole life apart and do something new, which is truly aligned with your passion and that will feed your soul and create more joy and happiness in your life. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with teachers, mentors, and a tribe and a community that's going to help you and support you in those challenging moments when self-doubt creeps in and says, what are you doing? You're blowing up your whole life. This is insane. You will be able to breathe and remember why you started the pivot in the first place, why you started questioning, is this really going to be my life? We usually start questioning because we feel some kind of downward spiral away from our power, away from our creativity, away from the feeling of abundance and excitement and the thrill of life. And it is in that time before we start to spiral too further down that rabbit hole that having the courage to say, I need to do something about this before I get really sick, or before I break down, or before I'm just so depressed and feel so lethargic, or whatever the effects of not being aligned with your true passion can be. Some people pay a high price for living life inside of that box and not having the courage to break free, right? So please share in the chat this important conversation. What do you think about passion and living your passion? What do you think about having the courage to follow your dreams and do what you love? Roger, the sailor, had the courage to pivot and ended up winning that world, the Whitbread race like 6 times or something, and entered into the Guinness Book of Records for having won it so many times. And he also got to show other people inside of that community and tribe of personal growth that it is never too late to say, I want to follow my dreams. The heart calls us. It calls us every day. It's either whispering gently and hoping that you're going to hear, or it's banging loudly and aggressively through some form of negativity that's going down in your life. The heart calls us to create lives that are in alignment with our talents, with what we love, with what gives us joy. And when we do that, we thrive.